Maar liefst 5 van de beste countertenoren ter wereld waren gisteren te horen in het concertgebouw in de barokopera Artaserse. In maart van dit jaar was deze productie ook te zien in Versailles. NTR Podium keek mee, zowel voor als achter de schermen. Liefde, lust en pruiken in Artaserse. De opera Artaserse was 300 jaar geleden de grote operahit van Rome. 5 castraten en een tenor zorgden voor muzikaal vuurwerk. Na 3 eeuwen in het stof te hebben gelegen, wordt de opera opnieuw uitgevoerd. De castraten zijn nu vervangen door 5 countertenoren. En dat is uniek. Deze opera van Leonardo da Vinci trekt anno nu volle zalen in heel Europa en is al net zo'n grote hit als tijdens de première in 1730. De 5 countertenoren hebben bijna dezelfde popsterstatus als de castraten van toen.
We need guards to keep us apart so we don't kill each other out of jealousy.
No, I mean it's great. I think it's great. I think it's showing what a countertenor voice can do. You know, I think through the years the countertenor singing got a really good technical development, and I think that is what we are able to do now, to sing this very complicated and excited music that maybe some years ago was not even imagined for a countertenor voice, you know. So I feel proud to be part of this production, to be around these great singers, but also to be part of something that I feel as a historical point, you know, in the music, in the countertenor voice, what we are doing here.
Especially in this opera, or maybe from Vinci, thank you very much for the researching work, that we could sing all together, because when you're singing in a Baroque opera, then you have almost 2 voices of countertenors, sometimes more, okay, maybe 4 if you're doing Giulio Cesare, but not more, but 5 countertenors, it doesn't happen so often. So it was like that they found the tradition of Vinci, that it was prohibited to all the women to sing in the opera, and then we could, and the castrato voices had to perform it, and now we can sing it now just with countertenor voices, especially because the abilities of the technique, how Franco was describing it, is on such a high level now.
A lot of people do think, oh, countertenors are the same voice, they think it's sort of the same, but I think we're very distinct voices,
Totally.
and the audience can hear and see that, and gain greater knowledge about the voice.
And the nice thing is that people also can appreciate each voice in its own way as it is. There's not really like a comparison in the way that people say, oh, I like this better or less, but that people say it's different and it's also interesting.
I was in a boys' choir when I was a child. I was soprano in the choir, and I was singing all the solo parts in the choir. Then I was studying piano. I changed my voice. But I was more like a pianist, you know, more interested in that. But I never stopped to make jokes with the high voice, you know, to sing with high voice. Like for me, I'm from Argentina, so in Argentina nobody knew what a countertenor is. So for me, it's like I was imitating sopranos and mezzos. I was just joking, like, you know. Yeah. And then once I went to a CD shop, and I was looking for a Stabat Mater by Pergolesi. Okay, I took one Stabat Mater. Okay, I took this one. I was studying music. Let's say I was maybe 14 years old, something like that. And then I went home. I put the CD and I started listening to the Stabat Mater. I said, okay, there is a soprano. And there is another voice, which is not that's a contralto. And then I read, okay, the soprano was Emma Kirby, alto, James Bowman. Oh, but this is a man. but the sound is like a contralto. So he's doing the same that I do when I'm joking here with my friends. So exists this kind of voice made by a man, which is not a fake thing. It exists. It's not that I'm joking. Then I say, I want to be a countertenor. I want to be this. I think also that was a goal, you know. Choose let's say the different colors of the voice for each character. More than think in the, you know, in the characters. Let's say, okay, a soprano, a contralto, a mezzo. Yeah. We are singers, and each singer has a color different. All of we are singing very high notes and very low notes, you know. So to speak about a soprano, a contralto would be like to put us in a, you know, of course, I mean, let's say my voice, I mean, we have totally different colors.
Het stokoude verhaal van Artaserse is in een eigentijdse vorm gegoten, waarbij cast en crew een bijzondere interactie met elkaar hebben.
What we see on stage actually is that we are a group of actors who come together on slightly derelict stage, and we are rehearsing. We are trying to play a lost play and prepare it and develop it. And all of a sudden, this play that we start becomes somehow reality. The audience falls into this imagination, in this imaginative world of Artaserse, in which reality and story sort of fall one into each other. And then when the lieto fine comes, we finished the rehearsal, we finished our show, and the show becomes all of a sudden a piece of premiere where people finally join in.
It's nervous. Everybody thinking about character or personage, because I have very dark character.
Yes.
It's everybody has.
Like a warrior.
Yeah. I'm really worried. I'm general of army of Artabano. I like kill everybody and catch my Samira because I need really love for warrior. I have very strong character. I like this character also. I'm use my deep voice in same time with high voice, because okay, I'm not real soprano. It's like mezzo soprano, not very high, because everybody has a very high range, very high. You have.
Yes, but I'm also more a mezzo soprano. It's not
No.
Franco.
Not like Franco. Yes, Franco can sing everything. I know, but not. And yes, and I'm also when I'm warm upping, I'm used also. Like this. I should warm up all the voice.
I'm also trying to warm up in my range, but it depends, of course, of the type of roles which I'm singing. Now here in this opera, I'm singing the Samira. She's more a tender girl, and she's more really young, and maybe not so. She has not so many experience with life, and so she's more this suave, so a voce di suave. So it's more than.
For me, it's the same technique like normal voice. It's the same breath, all the same for me. I have really same feeling with high voice and with deep.
It's no different.
Not different. For me, not different.
We have just one voice, yes, but depends how we are using it, and we are thinking that just the countertenor is using the falsetto voice, but it's not true, because You have also the tenors who are using in the really high tessitura more of the falsetto voice. It's a mixture between falsetto and of course chest voice. And for us, we have also a mixture when we are going to the chest voice, that we are mixing our head voice with the chest voice. So it is called passaggio. So we have the passaggio in the high tessitura and in the low tessitura also.
It's my favorite costume for first act, with this so heavy. This, yeah, it's looking like this. It's better. Oh, everybody has for second act. It's really. Oh.
It's heavy.
It's really historical. Yes, it's heavy. It's really heavy. For everyone. And for last choir, just for last choir, I have a little bit different, same style like first, but in another color. And here, it's nice.
Was very intrigued by this tradition of travesty opera in Rome, which was for over 200 years present. There was a very peculiar atmosphere of semi-criminal happenings and not quite, how shall I say, appropriate behavior. So it's this kind of decadence and splendor and criminal behavior that's very fascinating in a way. No? You have a composer who gets killed. There were some other composers also that died very young, like Pergolesi, who you did not know really why did they die so young. Did somebody kill them? There was rivalry, a big one in Rome as well, between the two theaters. And also, for example, a cardinal like Barberini who had an official lava castrato that was almost nearly a scandal at that time. And this was a very peculiar period in any way. So, and not so much is written about it, and people tend rather to be quiet, and the archives are closed. so I thought it was very fascinating to jump into that very decadent and peculiar period. And then I stumbled upon Leonardo Vinci, who was another of those composers whom we completely forgot, but who was at his time rising star, and he died very young with 36 years. He was actually poisoned after that opera. Artaserse was his best opera, and then he was killed. So it's, and we don't know why and who did it, and so it's a very mysterious thing, and so it intrigued me a lot to do Artaserse from Vinci and to make it in an all-male cast like it was at that time in Rome.
Je trouve cette musique de Leonardo Vinci tout à fait extraordinaire, avec toute la puissance de la connaissance de l'opéra néapolitaine d'un côté, et de l'autre côté, il y a une sorte d'utilisation de l'orchestre très riche, avec les cordes bien sûr, avec une basse continue riche, mais avec aussi des trompettes, des cors, des hautbois. C'est une richesse vraiment grande. En plus, la distribution pour les chanteurs est très intéressante. On a des airs qui sont bien calibrés, on a l'œuvre qui marche pendant presque 4 heures et ça continue à grandir, à devenir intéressant, même si on a l'air la plus connue, la plus importante à la fin du premier acte. Mais donc, il y a là, dans le style de Vinci, il y a toute une école de connaissance du théâtre, de compréhension du texte, de la réalisation entre l'orchestre et le texte et le musicien qui chante, où il y a une relation vraiment très stricte. Il y a un commentaire parfois de l'orchestre très intéressant. Et c'est le style néapolitain, c'est le style italien de faire opéra. Qui devient de plus en plus intéressant et qui, pour des siècles, était la lumière principale du théâtre dans le monde. Alors je trouve que toute la musique est possible avec n'importe quel instrument. On peut faire ça avec des synthesizers ou avec un Hammond. Mais vu qu'on a la possibilité de faire ça avec des instruments anciens, je trouve que c'est mieux de faire ça. Je trouve que les orchestres modernes devraient de plus en plus trouver un son personnel. On a maintenant les orchestres, disons, normaux qui jouent presque tout avec le même timbre. Tandis que les groupes de musique baroque, chacun cherche de trouver sa couleur, va chercher peut-être dans le tempérament avec lequel on va accorder les instruments comme le clavier ou le luth, de chercher chacun son timbre. Et voilà, il faut enlever l'uniformité qui est un peu le mal de notre époque. Mais on pourrait le faire avec des orchestres modernes. En plus, les musiciens de musique baroque sont toujours pas bien payés, donc ils ont envie de faire ça parce qu'ils aiment. Il faudrait remettre ça aussi dans les orchestres modernes, de faire la musique si on a envie de la faire, sinon de faire un autre métier. Je trouve que de plus en plus, les maisons d'opéra ont besoin de quelque chose de nouveau. Si on a fait 1000 fois la Traviata ou Così fan tutte ou Flûte enchantée, c'est des œuvres magnifiques que j'ai fait plusieurs fois, que j'aime beaucoup, que j'aime toujours faire. Mais c'est bien pour le public de voir quelque chose de nouveau, de voir des costumes qui vont un peu dans l'époque. On n'est pas obligé de faire toujours des mises en scène modernes. On peut une fois rester... Si on travaille avec des instruments anciens, on essaye aussi de faire des costumes qui sont dans le style. Et pour ça, il faut avoir un peu de courage, mais le public réagit bien, vous le voyez, vous l'avez vu.
Started as a boy soprano. I mean, I guess when I talk, I still sound like a boy soprano, but I just, ever since I was young, I just sang with the radio, listened to a lot of musical theater, and I sang with every character. So if a woman was singing, I sang like her. If the man was singing, I sang like him while I was driving. And then in college, when I went to my voice teacher one day and I said, you want to hear something I could do? It's kind of weird, because I didn't know anything about countertenors. So I sang Artaserse, Forêt song, as a countertenor, and he said, "Oh wow, this is a real voice. You know, this is a real voice, and it sounds very good." I was like, "Really?" And then word spread, and I started getting solos in Bach pieces here and there at university. Then get hired from Bach festivals, and I realized I'm getting more work as a countertenor than as a tenor. I think I've been doing the wrong voice study. So then I made the switch in my senior year in undergraduate studies. And ever since then, I've been a countertenor, and it's been a wonderful journey. But I never knew just singing along with the radio was sort of almost training me before I knew anything about the voice.
Until 17 years, I could sing as a boy soprano, and then I had to go to the bigger choir. And then, okay, you can sing tenor or bass, but not soprano. It doesn't work. So, okay, where should I go? My bass, not really bass. Okay, I have to go to the tenor. Okay, where should I do that? Really good. So I tried to sing with a lot of pressure in the high notes, in the high tessitura, and it was not good for me. So, of course, for me to make it more easier, I just changed my voice in the falsetto, and it was just a revelation for me. The first time that I really was aware of singing as a countertenor, and I was like smiling all the time. And I was like, oh my God, it's me. And then, okay, I knew something is completely special in my voice. Maybe I have to train it, maybe not, but it was like really how it started for me. But I had completely different music styles, so heavy metal and Led Zeppelin and Apocalyptica and all this stuff. So I was really more not a musical
theater,
which is a great inspiration for Baroque music sometimes.
And Baroque and roll.
Baroque and roll.
Baroque and roll.
Oh, that's a nice word. Baroque and roll.